Semester Test Review, page 4, number 21 through 30. For 21 through 24, we are going to find the inverse of each function. Inverse is where you switch your x and your y, solve for your y, add the -1 at the end to show that you have an inverse. Let's look at number 21. On number 21, if you will notice, you have g of x equal 2 plus 7/5 x. You can change your g of x to a y, and that might help you a lot. So I'm going to rewrite y equals 2 plus, I'm going to go ahead and combine my 7x over 5. Next, switch your x and your y. When you switch your x and your y, you will have this. X equals 2 plus 7y over 5. Okay? Solve for y. How do you solve for y? We're going to add or subtract first. Since this is a positive 2, I'm going to move it over. So now you will have x minus 2 equal 7y over 5. Your next step, solve for y. See how you have divided by 5? Opposite of divided by 5 is times 5. Mark it off. I'm going to multiply it all by 5. Some of you will distribute this. Some of you will leave it just like you see it. I'm going to leave mine, and that is okay. So you now have 5 parentheses x minus 2 is equal to 7y. How do you solve for y? Divide both sides by 7. So now you have 5x minus 2. Divide all of it by 7 is equal to y. You have solved for y. You have found the inverse at that -1 to show that you now have an inverse. Number 22. Same concept. We are finding the inverse. Switch my x and my y, but before I do, I'm going to rewrite it, g of x as a y. Okay? Switch your x and your y. This y becomes an x equals y minus 2 square. Solve for y. Notice this whole thing is being square. Opposite of a square is a square root. When you square root something, you'll have two answers. So now you have plus or minus square root of x is equal to y minus 2. And you just got rid of that square. Solve for y. Add 2 to both sides. So now you have plus or minus square root of x plus 2 is equal to y. Add your -1. You can also rewrite it like this. 2 plus or minus square root of x is equal to y to the -1. These guys are the same answer. And so there you have number 22. Number 23. We are also still finding the inverse. Okay. So let's rewrite our g of x as a y. Y equals 4x minus 4. Switch your x and your y because you're looking for the inverse. So you now have x equals 4y minus 4. Solve for y. Add 4. So x plus 4 is equal to 4y. Solve for y. This is 4 times y, so I'm going to divide it by 4. So now you have x plus 4 divided by 4 is equal to y. Add your -1. Some of you will write it like this. Some of you will separate them, so you'll have 1/4 x plus 1 is equal to y to the -1. These two are the same exact answer. Okay. Number 24. This one looks complicated, but it's easier than you think. We are looking for the inverse. So h of x, we write as y equals the 5th root of x plus 3 over 2. Switch your x and your y. Y becomes x equals the 5th root of y plus 3 over 2. If you had a square root, to get rid of the square root, you would square it. So therefore, if you have a 5th root, how would you get rid of this 5? You would raise it to the 5th power. What you do to one side, you do to the other. So now you have x to the 5th equals y plus 3 over 2. Notice the radical goes away. Okay? Continue to solve. How do you get rid of this 2? You multiply it times 2. So now you have 2x to the 5th is equal to y plus 3. Solve for y. How would you solve for y? Subtract 3. So now you have 2x to the 5th minus 3 is equal to y. Add a negative 1 because you're telling me that's an inverse. And there you have your solution. To the next part, number 25 and 26. On 25 and 26, I'm going to show you a couple ways to do it. The easiest way is I would use the matrix, now that you know how to use the matrix, but just in case, I will show you the other way as well. Okay, so let me refocus real quick for number 25. There we go. The senior class at high school A and B planned separate trips to New York. A rented and filled 12 vans and 8 buses with 268 students. High school B rented and filled 4 vans and 2 buses with 74 students. Every van had the same number of students in it as did the bus. So how many students can a van carry and how many can a bus carry? Let's write the equation first. So number 25, bus A has 12 van plus 8 buses equals 268 students. High school B, 4 van plus 2 buses equals 74 students, okay? If I were you, some of you might use substitution, some of you will use elimination. I think it easier is to use elimination, and on the next one, I will show you how to do the matrix. So, to do this, I'm going to get rid of my v first. So you need to think about what can you multiply the bottom one by to cancel out that positive 12v. So I am going to multiply the bottom one by a negative 3. Okay? So pass this on. You got 12v plus 8b is equal to 268. Multiply negative 3 straight through, so you got negative 12v minus 6b is equal to 74 times 3 is 222. Okay. Now you are going to add. These guys cancel, so you have 2b is equal to, see how you're adding them? And by the way, this should be a negative. So you got 268 minus 222. That gives you 46. Divide by 2, b is equal to 23. So there's how many students on the bus. To find how many would be on the van, you can plug into the original here, or even the one that you've worked out. I like to plug into my original, especially the smaller one. Okay? So you got 4v plus 2 times 23 equals 74. So I am substituting. Solve 4v plus 46 equals 74. Subtract 46. 4v is equal to 28. b is equal to 7. So there's 7 people for the van and 23 for the bus. And that's how you would use elimination. All right, on number 26, I'm going to show you a little differently on a calculator, and I'm going to use the matrix. Matrix is great. It's used all the time. It's used in a lot of things. Okay. Mike and Brenda are selling cheesecake for a school fundraiser. Mike sold 12 New York, so I'm going to use N for New York cheesecake, and 8 apple cheesecake for a total of $288. Okay, so this is Mike. Brenda sold 4 New York cheesecake plus 10 apple cheesecake for a total of $206. It says, what is the total cost of each? Now, if you will look, you see how these is all lined up like a matrix? I'm going to use the matrix, okay? That's the best way or the easiest way to solve systems of equation. So you're going to have 12, 8, 288. Keep in mind, this is your N, this is your A, and this is the cost. And there's an equal in between here. Second row, you're going to have 4, 10, 206. Okay? So what you want to do is, you notice this is a matrix. This is a 2 by 3 matrix. So let me show you how to do this on a calculator, okay? What you want to do is this. You're going to hit second matrix. See how that comes up? Next part, you're going to right click to math. Scroll up or down until you see RREF. Hit enter. Okay, this is for TI-84. Now I want to get to the columns and the rows. So you're going to hit alpha, zoom. See how that comes up? Right click to 2 because I have 2 rows, enter. Down click to columns, I have 3, enter. Go to OK, notice the matrix is highlighted, and hit enter and see what comes up. As you are entering this information, make sure you use the right click until you get to the very end before you push enter. If you push enter anywhere along here until you get to the end, they're going to assume that's all zeros. So I'm going to enter 12, right click, see how it goes across, 8, right click, 288, right click, 4, right click, 10, right click, 206. And now push enter. Notice what solution you have. Here is your solution. 1, 0, 14. 0, 1, 15. Let me explain to you what these numbers mean. Here is your N, here is your A, and here's the cost. There's an equal right here, okay? This tells you 1N is equal to $14. So the New York cheesecake is $14. 1A is equal to $15. So there you have the price of a New York cheesecake and an apple cheesecake. So you could have used substitution, you could use elimination, but I chose to do the matrix on this one. Number 27. And now we are actually going to do the matrix. For number 27, before you start, make sure you look to see that they're all in a row. All my A's together, all my B's together, all my C's together, all the equals are lined up, and then all the numbers are lined up. So I don't have to move anything. So draw your matrix. Just right across. 1, -2, -2, 3. Okay, don't forget the bar. You need to add this to let me know it's a matrix. Second row, you have a -3, 1, 3, -5. Next one, -1, 1, 3, and 1. Okay? This is a 3 by 4. It's always rows by column. So this is a 3 by 4. Follow the same procedure as you saw earlier. Okay? So go ahead and type that into the calculator. And as I do it with you, in case you forget, let's review. Second matrix. Right click to math, scroll up to RREF, enter, alpha, zoom. I have 3 rows, make sure you push enter, 4 columns, hit OK, and see how that comes up? Now enter your information. 1, right click, -2, right click, -2, right click, 3, right click, -3, right click, 1, right click, 3, right click, -5, -1, 1, 3, 1. Enter. Notice my solution. So your solution, you have a 1, 0, 0, 3, 0, 1, 0, -2, 0, 0, 1, 2. Okay? Notice how the 1 lines up. That kind of gives you a clue you have a right answer. Notice everything to the left of the last column is zeros and ones, which are binary numbers. Here's your A, here's your B, here's your C. Okay? So if you look at this one, what does it say? 1A is equal to 3. Look at your B. 1B is -2. 1C is 2. So there you have your answer for A, B, and C. Or you can write it like this, 3, -2, 2. So there you have that solution, okay? Just make sure it's all zeros and ones right here. Number 28, here's another matrix. So if you look at this matrix, go ahead and draw your matrix. -2, -2, 2, 0. All lined up already. -3, -3, 3, 0. Last one, -2, 1, -3, 1. Okay? Plug them into your calculator, just like I'm about to do. Here we go. Let me clear this. Alrighty. Second matrix. There you have it. Right click to math. Go to RREF. Alpha zoom. Okay. You guys see alpha zoom? Let me see if I can make this a little brighter. It's a little dark. Yeah, there we go. That's so much better. Okay. It is a 3 by 4, so all that's taken care of, and push enter. -2 right click, -2 right click, 2 right click, 0. Keep going. -3, -3, 3, 0. -2, 1, -3, 1. Push enter. Oh, I must have messed up somewhere, and that's okay. Just is enter. Oh, look what I did. Okay, let's clear. Let's try again. Second matrix. Right click. Go to RREF, enter. Alpha zoom. Okay. It's a 3 by 4. Okay, here we go. -2, -2, 2, 0. -3, -3, 3, 0. -2, 1, -3, 1. Enter. Look what shows up, okay? So you got 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0.6, -1.6, 0. And you can right click over, and then you have -0.3, 3, 0.33, and 0. Okay? Now, so that's what I copied down. If you will notice, do you see how this is not all ones? Do you see how there's not a zeros right there as well? If that is not the case, look at the very last row right here, okay? Remember there's an equal right here. Ask yourself, is 0 equal to 0? And the answer there is yes. 0 is always equal to 0, so your solution is all real numbers, okay? If this had been a 4, you would say 0 equal to 4, the answer would have been no, and then you would have had no solution. That's the difference in the two. Number 29, we are going to simplify, okay? Let me turn down the light just a little bit because it's kind of got brighter. Here we go. Number 29. Before you start, you might also want to see if this is a perfect fifth root. This is what you would do to check, okay? You would type in 5 on your calculator, math, go to the one that looks like this, because this is a whatever root this is. Type in 192 and hit enter, okay? Let me show you how to do it. So you would hit 5, math. You see this one right here, number 5? You can hit 5 or scroll down. Type in 192. Notice how it's a decimal. Because it's a decimal, it's not a perfect root. So what you're going to have to do is you have to do a factoring tree. So, for this one problem, this is what you would do. Start breaking it down, okay? So you will go, factors of 192. It is 296. Factors of 96, 248. Factors of 48, 224. Factors of 24, 212. Factors of 12, 2 and 6. Factors of 6, 2 and 3. Okay? So, now, leave yourself some room. Draw your radical sign. Write the fifth root there. That 5 means you're looking for 5 of a kind. Do you see 5 of a kind? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That 2 is going to come out as a group. Notice you have 2 and 3 here left by itself, okay? Those 2 and 3 is not part of a group, so you multiply and they're going to stay under the radical. 2 times 3 is 6. Look at your x value. You got 4 of them. Do you have enough to bring out as a group? And the answer is no, so you stay under. Look at your y. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you have 5 of a kind? Yeah, there's 3, 4, and 5. That y comes out. Here's the one left behind. And there you have your solution. 2y, 5th root of 6x to the 4th y. That's you simplifying. Let's look at number 30. On number 30, if you will notice, okay, this is a square root. It's an understood 2. Is 100 a perfect square? Yes, it's a perfect square of 10 and 10. So what do you want to do? Okay, draw your square root sign. You can write a 2 there or you don't. What is 100 a perfect square of? It's a perfect square of 10. So that comes out. Look at your x. Do you have 2 of a kind to bring out? Yes. Okay, nothing left behind. Look at your y. You got 3 of them. Do you have 2 of a kind? Yes. Y comes out. This one's left over, stays home. And there's your final solution for that problem. Good luck on your tests. I will upload more videos. Thank you.